This is a hack-and-slash action game with some roguelike elements. The game is from a small indie studio, so we will keep this in mind for this video. The story follows a girl who survived a mysterious department store explosion that killed her family. She's the only survivor, and now she's back at the store with a katana, trying to piece together what happened. There's this interesting mix of reality and what seems to be like her mental state, where she's fighting through the department store that might only exist in her head. The gameplay is straightforward, but is still designed to be engaging. So you've got your basic sword attacks, a dodge roll, and special abilities that charge up over time. Some objects in the combat areas actually get sliced in half when you hit them, like signs and pillars. The combat looks and sounds pretty decent, with a lock-on system that lets you keep track of enemies. But the animations, I would say, give off a bit of a robotic or choppy feeling. Of course, not every indie developer can afford motion capture, but perhaps there are some ways he can improve this. In fact, since this is not the release footage, it may already be improved. As you progress, you can collect these cubes, which let you buy upgrades at the store. There's also a progression system that lets you improve your abilities and get new moves. Stuff like increasing your critical hit rate, boosting your special attack damage, and getting health regeneration. The boss fight against this Faust creature that we were presented with had multiple health bars and different attack patterns you had to learn. The voice actress herself does a nice job at voicing the main protagonist.
아, 깜짝! 뭐야 이게? 에? 빙빙 도네? 셔터 밑으로 갈 수 있나?
So far, the game seems to stand out with the dreamlike atmosphere and the way it combines psychological elements with action gameplay. I can personally see this whole is this real or in her head aspect, add some interesting moments to what could have been a standard action game. That said, I do hope the relatively stiff movement, especially the dodge roll seemingly cutting off its momentum right away, can be improved. The story presentation was kind of confusing at first, though that might be intentional given the themes. The game doesn't seem to be trying to be this super polished AAA game, which hopefully reflects in the price, but it has its own style and ideas. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.